Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, which means it's absolutely my favorite day of the week because I get to hang out with you guys. I already see some people in the chat today. We've got Censored Shop here this morning. We've got Linda. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from as well, because if you saw the title and the description of today's video or today's live stream, I have a really special guest that I'm so excited to introduce you guys to. I've had the pleasure of working with him for I think the past almost 2 to 3 years now, which is crazy to say out loud. So I'm so honored that he's here with us today, and I'm going to introduce him in a second. But just so you guys know, we are Hey guys, sorry, my mic just decided to be a little goofy. Give me 1 sec. All right, there we go. We should be back. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me know in the live chat if there's any issues with microphone for some reason. I think I was moving around a little bit too much because I'm super excited about Martin today. So when I move around, my mic was starting to dislodge itself. Good morning, Miss June. I'm so excited you're here with us today. Censored Shop said they can hear us again. Fantastic. So like I mentioned, we are going to be chatting with one of my favorites from Printify today. You're going to be able to get your questions answered live. I'm going to be able to get my questions answered live from him myself. And I also wanted to just show you something. This is something that I don't ever do. And that's how much I love this company. And that's how much I've been utilizing this company since I think 2019, to be honest. So I wanted to take a little pause today before we actually invite our friend to the channel. And I want to show you 3 things. First one is this guy right here. So I'm going to show you 3 different shirts that I actually personally made with Printify back in 2020 and 2021. Okay, so we're talking almost 6 years and 5 years. Okay, so here's the first one. This is ash, I believe is what the color is. So it's kind of that like heathered gray and white. And it just says self-made on the front. Super easy, super chill. But let me get it up to the camera for you guys. This has been washed. I can't tell you how many times. I wear this often because it does say self-made. So it's something that I put in my videos for my brand a lot. Really good quality of a Bella canvas in color ash. Here's another one that had a little bit more of a distress on it. Linda's going to love this one. Let me pull it back a little bit. It says dogs over people. I thought Linda would love that one. But you can see it's a little bit more distressed here. It's like it's been, washed a good amount of times, but this one is the one that is from 2020. And that print quality is just unparalleled. My absolute favorite one that I have, though, is this one right here because I love puns. Y'all know I love puns if you're on this channel often. It says, I need my space. And it's a cute little astronaut inside a little inflatable tube. And this one is from 2021. I'll get a little bit closer so y'all can see the quality. Y'all, this is absolute unparalleled print quality. I have been wearing this shirt since 2021, and all of those shirts at least for the past 4, maybe even 5 to 6 years almost. So I wanted to show you that real quick. Censored Shop, I'll go ahead and answer this right on the spot. Do you turn them inside out before washing or no? No, I am not a good person when it comes to home stuff. I'm not a homemaker. I do not know how to do laundry. I do not separate my whites from my colors. I don't know how to do any of that. I just throw things in and hope for the best. These have been hoping for the best for 4 to 6 years almost, depending on which one we're talking about. And I never have had a problem. So a lot of people, when they come on this channel and they talk about print on demand, one of the main issues that I have seen over and over again is I'm a little scared, especially if they're digital product or handmade sellers at heart. They're a little scared to step outside of creating the product themselves. They don't know if the quality is going to be where it needs to be. So I just actually wanted to start our show with that today, those are some things that I have actively been wearing myself personally for the past almost 5 to 6 years. So wanted to show that really quickly before we get into chatting with Martin to hopefully get you guys even more excited about today. We also have an incredible coupon for Printify that we are going to talk about at the end of this live stream too. So please make sure you stay for the entire conversation. We're going to do our absolute best to get you guys out of here by 11 a.m. EST because Martin's actually across the world. He's in Riga, Latvia, and I want him to be able to go to sleep at a normal hour as well. So we're trying our best to get you out of here, but please make sure to stay till the end so that you can guarantee that you can grab that coupon. The last thing I want to say really quick before I bring my friend Martin into the channel today is I'm actually going to be kind of doing a second service next week, and we're going to flip the scripts a little bit, and I am going on Printify's channel next Thursday. Cue the anxiety, cue the like, oh my God, this is an incredible time of life for EverBee, an incredible time of life for Leslie herself as just a digital entrepreneur. I am so grateful to have this opportunity to go hang out with them on their channel. But because of that, I wanted to let you guys know today, I'm going to be uploading the information to your email. First of all, we're going to send you an email about it. We're also going to put it on the Facebook group, but we are not going to be on our own channel next week, nor is it going to be our normal time. So please keep in mind for next week, we are actually going to be on Printify's channel. Again, I will send you all of that information as soon as I can. And then we're also going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern. So please keep that in mind. We are not going to be at 10 a.m. next week. We are going to be at 2 p.m. again on Printify's channel. So if you guys are excited, as excited about that collaboration as I am, give me a thumbs up or a green heart. I don't know if live chat on YouTube has a green heart, but I usually use green heart for Printify, and then orange and blue hearts for our friends here at EverBee. So let me know if you're as excited about that as I am, and I'm going to go ahead and stop talking myself because you did not come here for me today. You came here to hear from my friend. So I'm super excited to add to the stage Mr. Martin Darland from Printify. Hey, friend.
Hey, Leslie, thank you so much for having me on. I'm super excited that I get to participate on EverBee's channel and engage with your audience. This is going to be a great time.
I'm so stoked. I'm so glad you're here. We have had so many incredible names on this channel that I was just so honored to have just that hour to chat with. But obviously you and I got to hang out in Riga, Latvia a couple years ago at Amplified. You just hung out with Kay a few weeks ago at this year's Amplified. We've got Linda, Censored Shop, and Kim all super excited about our collab for next week. So if you could just give our team a little bit of information today of who you are and what you do at Printify first before we get into the juicy stuff.
Okay. Well, my name is Martin. I am Printify's one and only expert consultant. Now, you may be wondering what the heck an expert consultant does. And well, that's a title we came up with because we didn't know what else to call what I do. I came up in the business working with the Printify's biggest clients. Therefore, they were the biggest in the industry, and got very skilled with growing them into even bigger, more successful merchants. So once the company grew to a certain size, we started talking about where can we take this, how can we take this further and broaden the message? So I took the skills that I learned working with those big merchants, and now I'm applying those to anybody and everybody that wants to listen. Either that's through engagements like this on your channel, or I do live Q&As on our Sellers Club twice a week. We have the Clicks to Riches show, which is our live show on YouTube that you'll be joining next week. So however we can get the message out, I just want to communicate with as many people as possible and do whatever I can to make them successful. And that's what kind of makes my job so cool.
Heck yeah. And that's what's so fun about this, guys. If you want to have an idea of what Martin does, it's basically what Leslie does on Printify's channel times like 100. So he's really there for each and every person. And I actually wrote this in my journal last night while I was prepping mentally, for this conversation. Because I am really in the presence of a great, in my opinion. Like, I just absolutely love the way that you show up online. And what I wrote in my journal last night literally was the way that you walk through the world and the way that you make beginners feel seen and feel empowered just from starting from scratch is what I aspire to do. So I really wanted to just congratulate you and thank you for that, first of all, because we in our community have a really good amount of that beginner first years is kind of what I call them. So maybe they have been doing this for around, 6 to 12 months. Maybe they're not seeing the traction they want yet. And I just love the way that you deliver that message that like, it's coming, we got you, and like the energy that you bring to all of it. So I just wanted to say thank you for doing that for our community too.
Well, Leslie, coming from you, that's high praise. So thanks. But ultimately, I guess it's the people watching that decide. So hopefully, once we're done with our conversation today, hopefully they can take some bits and pieces of it away and apply it to their profitability. So
heck yeah.
I guess the heavy lifting is on us today.
Yeah, amen. Sounds good. Let's do it then. All right. So one last thing before we get started. Anybody that has any questions for Martin, as I mentioned, I'm trying to carve out 15 to 20 minutes at the end of this conversation for you guys. So anything you want to ask Printify, anything you want to ask Martin directly about like his entrepreneurial journey, anything you want to ask EverBee about EverBee Store and Printify integration, you guys know what to do. Drop it in the live chat for me, and we will be setting that open for you for the last 15 to 20 minutes of this chat. If you are watching the replay, that's totally fine. We love you just the same. Feel free to drop any comments or put any questions in the comment section, and I'll be the one to respond to you there. But while we're doing that, what's going to happen is as Martin is kind of answering these questions that I'm going to give him, as I see your stuff coming in on the side, guys, I'm just going to be favoriting them. And I'm going to be like lining up a good amount of stuff that we can give to Martin and myself at the end. So make sure anything that comes up, you're dropping it in the live chat. But first and foremost, Martin, my questions for you is for anyone that's new to Printify. They more than likely already heard about you guys, but maybe they're not utilizing you yet. Hopefully my designs inspired them to do so. But what makes print on demand or Printify in general, what makes Printify one of the best platforms for POD, especially for someone who might be coming over from a different type of seller?
Okay. Well, first of all, we're built to be easy to use. And that's one of our core focuses is that we're constantly. I mean, I wish I could demonstrate just the legion of talented people that work at Printify that their only mission in life is to create an experience that you can be a part of without wasting your time. Like we're the opposite of a social media service where they want you on the platform as much as possible, whereas we're always looking for ways to streamline things and make sure you spend only the amount of time needed to run your business so that you can enjoy life and do all the stuff that the freedom of running a print on demand business allows you to do.
Yeah, that's great. That's what we talk about often here is time freedom, financial freedom, freedom of expression, even being able to really show up in your business as yourself and not just stand behind a brand. And I think Printify does a really, really good job at doing that, especially on your own channels as well. So now that we are actually connected, which makes me super excited. So EverBee Store syncs directly with Printify now, and we can literally do it within, I think it's 3 clicks maximum. Like you add it to your apps, you click open, and then you do your stuff on Printify, you add your designs, you go through the catalog, all the things, and then you literally click fetch all updates on EverBee Store. So it is a matter of 3 clicks to get these things live on EverBee Store. Can you kind of go into, I can talk about it for hours, of course, but on the Printify side, can you let us know what you think this is going to unlock for creators with that kind of like synchronization we have now?
Well, you said it yourself with the word click, because to go along with what I said earlier about, we're trying to streamline this experience. That's exactly what we've managed to do with this partnership, with this integration with EverBee, is reduce everything to as few clicks as possible. Because if you eliminate a click here and a click there, I mean, it may not sound like a lot, in the moment, but multiply that by an entire week's workflow or an entire month's workflow, and then we come up with a way to save you some more clicks. That really starts to add up. And in terms of streamlining a workflow, a partnership like this is exactly what the doctor ordered, where you can accomplish what you can on both platforms in one spot. So you don't have to go back and forth. You don't have to have a tab open here or maybe running one on a separate laptop. It's built with you in mind to be able to run your business as efficiently as possible.
Yeah, because really the only thing that you need technically is, like, let's say you're using Kittl, you're using Canva, whatever your, Photoshop, whatever your design platform is, that's like the only thing you need outside of opening up EverBee Store, because click, 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 you're going to land right where you need to in Printify. Someone, Censored Sop, just said, and it made me like say this literally in my head, a click, click here and a click, click there. And it just made me laugh out loud because that's truly what it is. So guys, I'm not going to spend too much time going through that today, because I want to make sure that we're able to get your questions answered in real time and I'm able to get my questions answered from Martin. However, that's exactly what next week's conversation is on Printify's platform. So we're going to go live at 2 o'clock next week, and I'm going to be a section of their clicks to riches, which is perfect. We said clicks a lot here. So their clicks to riches kind of like show that they do. And that entire section that I'm going to be dedicated to is 100% dedicated to showing you those 3 clicks in real time. So feel free, if you want to see the full tutorial of that, join me next Thursday on their channel at 2 p.m. Or by all means, you can head to our YouTube channel. And I also have a full print on demand, Printify and EverBee Store tutorial as well. So with that said, we talked about saving time. Obviously, that is like probably the basis of why we do everything over here as well, trying to make it as easy as possible. Like you said, we want them to not feel like we're an algorithm that they have to feed every single day. We want to be the thing that feeds them, right? And so does Printify. So we're talking about saving time outside of EverBee Store. What are some other ways that you like? What are your favorite ways that Printify really saves time in the daily operations for our sellers?
Well, by its very nature, I mean, what we do and the service that we offer is automated to a certain degree. It's hands off, because once you have orders coming in, and we'll fulfill those automatically according to your store's fulfillment settings. So, I mean, behind the scenes, we're the ones that are doing all the heavy lifting with, fulfilling orders and shipping and all that stuff. So, by its very nature, I mean, right there, you're by employing the service, you're already just eliminating a lot of headaches, a lot of time spent doing other things. So right there,
inventory sticking
right
in
from
the room.
exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So, and then, I mean, once you get into the platform, I mean, we have tool after feature after, I mean, just, that is, intuitively built and, just with one goal in mind, is to get you through the platform, managing your orders as quickly as possible. I mean, I mean, how much time do you got? I can go into feature after feature. I mean, but I mean, and the fact that we're now, since the merger with Printful, we're the biggest player on the block. I mean, there's a lot of hard work that we're doing behind the scenes that you don't necessarily get to see, that you get to benefit from as well. Be that in, there's extra hands now to work on features and develop them and deploy them faster, or the exponentially increasing size of our print network, making things easier as well. So, I mean, there's all sorts of different factors, but ultimately, you as the merchant, you as the seller, are on the top of the heap.
Agreed. And I think, you guys talked a lot about this at Amplified. So I just kind of want to amplify the conversation a little bit as well around AI, because obviously we are in a very, very different world than we've ever been in with print on demand and everything else for that matter, where AI can just scale things so much faster for us. Things can happen in a couple of clicks comparatively to what used to happen in a couple of hours back in the day. So I'm wondering, in your opinion, we're, leaning into 2026, AI is only going to get bigger. What do you see as the workflow for print on demand going into next year, knowing that we have all these additional things that could help us, all these different resources that can just do it in record saving time?
Yeah, very good question. I mean, after all, AI is the buzzword that everybody's talking about. I mean, it's creeping its way into just about everything we do. I mean, even minor features now, are powered by AI. And of course, I mean, that's in no way is that going to stop. And it's constantly a subject that I'm talking about with merchants in my live Q&As. It's like, and I'm the one that preaches the gospel of AI. It's like, you guys got to get on board. I mean, just like in any aspect of your business or your workflow or how you create products or your designs, any way you can employ AI to save you some time, or at least get from A to Z, much more efficiently, you should be employing that. It's been the subject of my show a few times, and the reason I'm so dogged about it is because I worry that if you don't get on board now and start making this a part of your workflow, these AI tools, you will be left behind. Because if we look forward into 2026, I mean, it's only going to become a more robust part of anybody's toolbox. So the sooner you get on board, and when it comes to success using these tools, it's going to heavily favor early adopters. So it's up to you, folks. I mean, I can only take you so far. The rest has to be up to you. But do yourself a favor when it comes to AI. Find a way to make it work for yourself.
Agreed. And anybody that has any questions, it could be even unrelated to print on demand, and we can more than likely assist you in the AI space. Like how, let's say, how do we do AI designs on Etsy since they have kind of removed that now? You know, different things like that. If you have any of those questions, drop them in the live chat, and we're going to get to those at the end. But that is probably the number one thing I personally love about EverBee Store is this is more recent. We kind of launched, in June of this year. And then I want to say August or so, we really launched heavily in EverBee Brain, which is our version of, the open AI. And for me, I came to the table personally, and Martin, same thing kind of for you and Printify. I came to the table personally with who I am, who my customers are, what their problems are, what products I want to sell. Like I came to the table with that. So I could just tell EverBee, make this website for me. If you do not have that information, or if you are like, let's just use Linda, for example, she sells a bunch of stuff related to kind of niche down dog breeds. So whatever that is, it could be wall art, it could be pet collars, whatever it is. So knowing that all she has to do is literally go into EverBee Store, sign up, and you don't have to pay anything, by the way. You just go in there and then sign up and then get access to EverBee Brain immediately and get to see your store live before you ever pay $1 or ever pay, even put a credit card information in. It's so powerful. It's so powerful. It's so impactful and empowering because you can just go in there and say, I want to create a store that is helpful for pet owners. I don't really know what else I want to do, but I know that EverBee Brain is going to take care of the rest. And that is the absolute power of AI, where we don't have, which I don't want us to always rely on AI per se, because then we'll have no critical thinking skills. But I really do see us being able to use our thinking skills, use our brains, use our creativity, and pair it with something that just makes it go so much faster. That is going to be the walkthrough that I'm going to go through next Thursday with you guys. So with that said, what are some underrated, or maybe I know you said I could talk about these features forever, but is there anything that maybe just popped up in the past 6 months or so that's new to Printify that really just hits that home of that driving force of saving these people time?
Sure. We have some existing features that not a lot of people know about. Plus, recently at our Amplified event, we made some like big announcements of stuff that is like either it's rolling out right now or it'll be rolling out in the very near future. Top of that list is our mobile app. You'll finally be able to operate your Printify account from your phone. Which is absolutely huge, allowing you that freedom and flexibility once again to run your business however you like. I mean, just imagine the amount of time you can save if like you're riding on the bus or you've got, you're waiting for the doctor and you've got 10 minutes. Hit that mobile app up, take care of those orders, and boom, your customers are getting faster service. You're taking care of business, and you can still get along with the rest of your day. Now, is that out right now? No. So just keep your eyes peeled. But we're very happy to have made that announcement.
Yeah.
Another great feature improvement is the way that we allow you to fulfill personalized orders. Now, this was something I had been screaming about for years and years that we need to get better on. And that's why I'm so happy that I can finally talk about these new features that we have rolled out where it's a much more intuitive fulfillment flow where you can keep your automated orders fulfilling automatically and have your personalized orders stay on hold for you to make your adjustments to. Plus, also automated personalization, which is available with Printify pop-up store right now, but very, very shortly will be rolled out for Etsy and Shopify and other platforms, which is a completely hands-off personalization fulfillment flow. And I don't want to hijack the rest of this conversation, but I could literally make a pitch for why everybody listening to the sound of my voice needs to get into selling personalized products. But I'm going to leave it there, folks. If you would like, if you'd like to learn a little bit more, we can definitely talk about it. But I'm just going to stop myself. Otherwise, I'm just going to go off on a tangent. But yeah, I mean, of course, we have like Printify Connect, where we will handle your customer service for you. You can just outsource that to us. It's not. I mean, it's available for standalone merchants, like if you're operating a Shopify store or Wix or WooCommerce or something like that, or a pop-up. for that matter. Not available for marketplace merchants, at least not yet. But I mean, that's something. I mean, why wouldn't you want to use that? Why wouldn't you want to outsource your customer service to our professional team that it has been that does it, has been doing it for years and can represent your business accurately without you having to lift a finger.
Right.
And
That's
then
just
one
that
last
saving
one.
time all over again.
Exactly. And then one last one that I wanted to bring to your audience's attention. It's actually a feature we've had for a while, but not a lot of people know about it. It's our early access catalog.
Oh, yes. That's my favorite.
Yes. Okay. Because it was done in a response to folks that want to get their products to market fast. And they don't want to wait for us to do our whole photo shoots and come up with our mock-up images and, hire the models and everything like that. We make that product available. You create your own mock-up images and you can start selling that right away. And that's a very powerful tool in order to get out in front of your competition. So I just want to make sure that your audience is aware of that because it's a great weapon. It's a great tool in your toolbox.
Yeah, I actually will give you guys a little anecdote. Back in, I want to say 23, October or September 23, I was doing ornaments. Like I wanted to just test ornaments because I know for a fact it was October because it was right after we left Amplified. And I was talking with so many different sellers who had literally gone clicks to riches because of ornaments. So I was like, screw it, I'm trying it this year. I used the Express catalog. You guys had in that moment, like, a week or two before Amplified, you had just rolled out the bundles where it was like 10, 15, 20, 50, whatever different ornaments that you could get. So what I did was I'm actually combining two of the things you just said. I personally combined personalization and I combined the Express catalog and we made over 20 grand with ornaments that season from 2 listings. And it was 100% because of the combination of those two things. So great things to say. I will go to the cows come home on personalization as well. And something that's really cool that maybe not a lot of people are thinking of using that analogy or that anecdote is personalization does not have to be the Gallants 2025. It doesn't have to be Leslie and Martin forever. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be like an exact thing from someone. During that analogy that I just said about the personalization for ornaments, I simply offered 15 different designs that were in like the stained glass space because that was really big 2 years ago. It actually surprisingly pops off every Christmas, but really, really big 2 years ago. So I made 15 different designs and I allowed them to purchase 5, 10, or the whole 15 bundle. So it wasn't a personalization of Leslie is awesome. It was a personalization of I want numbers 1, 3, 7, and 5. And then they got that delivered to their house and all of it was done through Printify. So keeping that in mind too, of like the personalization aspect does not have to be someone's name, does not have to be someone's address. There's even just the opportunity to give someone the option to choose something outside of just pink versus gray t-shirt. That's going to be personalization in itself.
Yeah, I mean, and I love seeing how creative people get with personalization. I mean, because when you bring up the concept to somebody, their mind immediately goes to, oh, it's names and dates.
Yep, 100%.
But it can be so much more, and it doesn't necessarily have to be complicated. You just have to think about what people would like a unique experience for, or how would they like to portray an aspect of their personality or something like that. Like just a quick example. We were discussing this at my Q&A the other day, and we were talking about how would you go next level personalization if you were targeting hikers? And we came up with a pretty neat idea that I've never seen out there. So anybody listening, please feel free to steal this one. Like if you're selling products to people, hiking enthusiasts, well, everybody has their own like favorite hiking trail, or they like their particular mountain that they're fond of, and they do it every spring or whatever. Well, why not personalize these trailheads or these national parks tours or things that they go on, or even if it's just the horse trail behind their house. Well, that horse trail has a name, so it could be the Bonnie Lake Horse Trail, and you could personalize that on a t-shirt, and boom, you've made something unique for that particular customer. So but it's personalization.
I'm glad you said that too, because that actually made me think of another personalization element that doesn't require too much manual labor. We'll talk about manual in a second, because we just talked about how you have that aspect where you can pull personalization to be off manual. I'll talk about that in a second. But you mentioned the trailhead concept. I'm even thinking there is this place that I was born and raised, and it is the winter strawberry capital of the world. I don't know why, but that's just our claim to fame. And I don't even know, there's maybe like 100,000 people in the town. It's a very, very small town. I could be wrong on that number. Don't kill me, family members that are watching this, but it's a very small town, but we are known for our strawberries for some reason. They literally have a strawberry festival every year. So I'm even thinking something like that is not trademarked, like Plant City, Florida with strawberries, or we always call it itty bitty Plant City, so stuff like that is personalized for me and the 999,000 other people that live there. You know what I mean? So keeping that in mind too, that is personalized, but it takes away that manual element, but it's still very, very personal to that group of people.
Exactly. And that's one of your superpowers with this business, is that you're able to not only personalize, but regionalize and like focus in on particular segments and groups that, I mean, the big players simply cannot replicate that kind of a business model. And you as print on demand merchants are uniquely situated to step right in and provide products in those situations.
Absolutely. I love that. That's such a good idea. I never thought about that till today. I should have used it back in the day when I was personally selling on Etsy myself. But in that, thinking about that, like Denver, Colorado is a really, really, really big place on Etsy. So I know for a fact something of that nature could also do extremely well on EverBee Store, combined with Printify. So just think about, having 3 to 5 of the most loyal cities. The people that like live there, they are diehard Coloradians, if that's how you say that, or they're diehard New Yorkers, whatever it is. And you pick that, and then you find that niche in itself, and then do that like 3 to 5 times with EverBee Store and Printify within literally probably 10 to 15 minutes per store. And then just run some ad spend to it, test which one works, delete the ones that don't. I mean, that could literally happen in the next couple of weeks if you guys wanted to. So with that said, I want to make sure that we're talking about the time of year. It's Q4, right? And the fact that we're almost at November is wild to me. I'm like, where did 2025 go? It's been such a fast year. And we've launched so many things at EverBee. You guys have launched so many things at Printify that it feels like the year kind of like almost got away from us a little bit. But we have personally been talking about Q4. I know you guys have been as well since July. But some people are like, it's Q4. And now I have to like get into this. So I'm wondering from you, especially being on I'm like, what do you call you guys? Like the supplier side? Being on the supplier side, helping our merchants, or being the middleman between the suppliers and merchants. What do we need to know? What do my people here need to know about cutoff dates? And it doesn't have to be exact, but like, what do you think they should be aware of? Where should they be keeping a lookout for cutoff dates with print on demand items, so that our people can get the stuff in their people's hands 100% before Christmas?
Yes, great question. I love talking about Q4. I love the holiday season. Everybody listening to us today, whether you're doing it live or on replay, you should also get super excited about the holiday season, because that's when demand absolutely explodes, and it's the best time to be a print on demand merchant. I mean, and first, let's define what we're talking about before we get to cutoff dates, because what we're talking about is a very small window from like the second week in November, when demand really explodes, to about the second week in December, give or take a few days here on both ends. And after it's over, it's over. So how you perform during that window will reflect the amount of profit you're able to capture during that season. Now, cutoff dates, those are super, super important. And let's define what a cutoff date is. Now, a cutoff date is a date by which, if your customer orders from you, they have a reasonable expectation to receive that product in time to be under the tree by Christmas. Okay. Is that a guarantee? Unfortunately, no. There's just too many moving parts for us to guarantee that. But so that's why it takes that's why every year it takes a little bit longer and longer to come out with those cutoff dates, because one, we add new print providers every single year, new print partners. And two, well, we have to be able to work back and forth with them, with those providers, to determine, okay, maybe they bought some new machines this year, so they'll be able to get through things faster. They've made some software upgrades. They've hired some more people. They've got new warehouses, or maybe they've contracted and they've, you know, revamped their facilities a little bit. All that translates to capacity. So once we're able to work all that out with our print partners, we come out with our recommended cutoff dates. You'll be able to find those in our network fulfillment status page. I believe we have that link available in the description. So that's going to be your go-to place for that information. And I highly recommend that once those dates are released, you use those as information, as information bollards to offer to your customers, so that they understand that if they purchase from you by let's just call it December 17th, that they will be able to, with a reasonable amount of confidence, expect that gift to arrive in time. Now, what happens sometimes is that, let's say, for instance, MWW, one of our print partners, this actually happens. This has happened a couple times over the years. They contact us and say, we're just fulfilling like gangbusters. We're getting orders through the door like nobody's business. And so you can let your merchants know that they can fulfill for like an extra couple days, and we can get those orders in the mail in time to arrive by Christmas. And when that happens, we make that information available to you. You can find that in our network status, network fulfillment status page, and basically going to give you an extra couple days to offer products to your customers. And we've got some other ways to do that as well. I can talk about Printify Express, where we can fulfill in like 2 days. Yep. Yeah, it's just important to be able to communicate with these customers accurately, because in a lot of cases, these new customers that you're getting over Q4, if you play your cards right and provide them with an excellent experience, they're going to turn into repeat buyers in 2026. So as long as you just communicate with them and be upfront so that they know what to expect, I don't foresee any issues.
I also think it's really important, because I'm just a marketer at heart. That's where my brain immediately goes when I think about, the cutoff dates. You said you want to make sure that you notify your customers. And I'm like, that to me is like, that's 2-part marketing opportunity. The first part is, it is an opportunity to get in front of people right now with, let's just say, an Etsy banner with a cutoff date, or, we just make our own cutoff dates, and they could just be like December 10th. And then maybe Printify is December 17th. And we make a new banner that says the 12th, and then make a new banner that says the 14th. Like, we just always allow for that urgency, that scarcity opportunity. So it could be pre-sales marketing. There could also be emails that go out that say, if you want to get this stuff done fast, if you want to make sure that we are not out of stock, if you want to make sure that you 100% get the stuff in your hands, blah, blah, blah. Like, that could be the beginning, the very front end of it, that could literally start the first or second week of November, like you mentioned. And then we get into the back end marketing piece, where as we get closer to that date, then you're sending those, like, this is guaranteed. Like, you have to do this by this time. You can go to past customers that maybe ordered last December and let them know that, hey, you can make this as personalized as you want. You can make it as manual or as automated as you want. But if you see people like myself, I'm an Amazon girly. I am so stuck on Prime, y'all. It's so hard for me to get out of that 2-day shipping. So my parents know this, that, like, don't send me what you want for Christmas, or I'll save it maybe, but don't send it until like December 20th, because I'm not buying it. And I will literally wait until the last day. So I want you to assume that all of your people are as bad as I am. And I want you to assume that they are all lazy and they are all procrastinators, because that's going to be the easiest way to get your message out on the front end and the back end, to increase and generate those sales early on and early to mid-November, but also grab those last minute ones who wait until the last minute in mid-December as well. Is that you too, Martin?
Yeah. And you bring up a great point about the psychology of the person that is shopping during Q4. I mean, with the banners that you mentioned, about building a little bit of urgency, that's definitely one strategy. But I mean, there's 3 distinct buyer personas that are active during Q4 that is important to recognize. One being people that are shopping for Christmas gifts right now.
Yeah,
Non-procrastinators. They have all the
Mhm.
time in the world. They're not going to be lured into to pull the trigger on a purchase by any sort of urgency plea for urgency, because they have all the time in the world.
Yeah.
They can shop around and purchase as as they find the things that they need. Then you have your Black Friday, Cyber
Mhm.
Monday, Thanksgiving, like deal hunters
Yep.
that go online and they want value. And if you're not going to be able to offer it to them, well, guess what? Your competition will. So
Yeah.
that's going to change your marketing strategy and change the way you present your value proposal. And then finally, Leslie, there's people like us that wait to the very, very last minute, and we will buy anything at any price as long as you can promise me that it'll be here in time for me to give it to my wife and kids.
Yep. Absolutely.
And that's gonna require exactly, and that's going to require a completely different strategy. Like I will probably love a flash deal, and like only 5 left at this price. I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy that because I need to go buy like 20 gifts in like 10 minutes and things like that. So just keep those different buyer personas in mind and craft your message accordingly.
I also think, I mean, we could even look at, it's 10/23 today, and we are basically exactly 60 days from Christmas, which is insane. Like we are almost 60 days in total to the actual day itself. And people are also like myself. I live in Michigan. All of my family outside of my husband and his family live in Florida. So I celebrate Christmas on like December 20th. So my gift's got to be here by the 15th sometimes, or I might even do it January 3rd. So I'm going to go after Christmas. You know what I mean? So really what I think you guys should do is a little exercise I would do. You could do it today. You could do it real fast. An exercise would be break out a 60-day calendar and then be like, who am I going to focus on those 3 personas, and how am I going to target each of them over the course of those 60 days? 100% what I would do.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Having a plan mapped out, because again, we're only talking about that short window. So the level of your preparation and the level of your planning will directly affect how much profit you're able to take out of that season.
Agreed.
We started to have this conversation about Q4 preparation with our audience like back in July. When it was, when it was nice and warm outside, everyone was thinking about the beach. Nobody was thinking about Christmas except us.
Yep.
And we're like, hey, now's the time to start thinking about this, et cetera, et cetera. But it's certainly not a barrier to entry if you haven't started yet to still participate. And this comes up all the time. I was just talking about this last night in my Q&A. Someone asked me, he's like, I haven't even started yet. Can I still sell for the holidays? Yes, of course you can. Of course you can. Are you going to be able to maximize what you can pull out of that very short window? Probably not, but you can still participate. I mean, some money is better than no money, right?
Yeah,
so
amen.
You shouldn't feel intimidated if you haven't started your process yet, or if you've been a little ham-handed at it. The main thing is to get out there and make yourself available and participate at whatever level you can.
And we can think about, if you have a little bit of capital to spend, you can 100% play with the big dogs, even if you're brand new, by just having a little bit of ad money. I say a little bit lightly, because you gotta put it out there. But I always say, just like, I'm not gonna quote a rap song, but scared money don't make no money. So we're gonna use that today. So I highly recommend, if you have that capital and if you are starting brand new, go ahead and just try that out for the rest of this, and not this month, but like the rest of the next month. So the next 30 days or so. And if you are not brand new, but you didn't think about those 3 personas, that's what you could do today. That is what the last 7 to 8 days of October can be for, because we're really, really, like Martin said, talking about that window of November 2nd, give or take, through December 15th-ish. So if you have, or November 1st through December 15th. So what you can do for the next 7 days is go get that 60-day calendar and really, really focus on those 3 personas. Or if you are brand spanking new, make sure you do your niche research first, of course. First and foremost, I don't want you to spend a lot of money on a bad listing. And then I also want you to optimize it appropriately. But if you have that capital where you can just get seen faster, that means you can make decisions faster as well. So with that said, we got a couple more questions that I wanted to go through today, but we are at the 10:45 mark. I hope you guys have enjoyed this conversation. I hope it's been beneficial. I hope it's been energizing and empowering. I always have a really great time with Martin because we can just go completely off script and really just vibe and be like, oh wait, what about this? What about this idea? So I hope you guys have enjoyed this today. If you did, please make sure to go ahead and like the actual live stream for us. And if you want to drop a comment below and let us know that you enjoyed it, like I said, make sure you join us on his channel next week as well for a little bit deeper of an kind of tutorial of how to utilize EverBee Store and Printify together. But as promised, I want to spend the next 15 to 20 minutes completely dedicated to you guys. So if Martin, are we good to go for live Q&A? I'm going to just put you on the spot.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Perfect. Okay. So Sandra brought up something that is a little bit, I get where she's coming from, but I'm just going to put it out there in the print on demand sense. How do we compete with prices? My assumption is she's talking about loss leaders on Etsy. That's a big conversation that we have over here on this channel. So as it relates to print on demand, knowing that we're cutting into profit margins a little bit because we're having to pay, the supplier himself, how do they compete with prices on a marketplace like that?
Well, you compete by offering something unique, and I'm not talking about the world's best design that would rival Picasso. I mean, designs are in the eye of the beholder. What could be attractive to Leslie might not be attractive to me. As long as you're focusing on your niche, that's fine. But when it comes to pricing, I mean, you can offer several different nuances on your particular products that could reflect in your pricing. Say, for instance, if everybody's out there selling T-shirts, why don't you sell a Comfort Colors T-shirt or a Champion T-shirt or something like that, or an Adidas T-shirt from our catalog and associate your brand with a brand like that? Okay, it's a little bit of adds a little cachet to your listings, and it appeals to the buyers out there that are looking for something a little bit extra. Couple that with, say, an embroidered design or something like that, and I'm not going to be able to get out of this discussion without dropping the fact that we have personalized embroidery right now. I wanted to add that to our personalization discussion.
Yeah.
But when you add layers of like a personalized product, a little bit of personalization onto a product, well, that's something you can charge a premium for. Okay, and offering a higher quality garment is also a way to increase the value of what you're offering and being able to charge accordingly. But I always advise against people competing on the lowest price, because what all that is just a race to the bottom. Okay. Have confidence in your designs, have confidence in your product, have confidence in the value proposal you have constructed and that you're offering to your customers. And then if you've done your research and priced accordingly, everything should fall in line. Now, does that mean you should set your prices and just and set it and forget it? Well, no. I mean, you can definitely play with those over the seasons as demand ebbs and flows. But the conversation around pricing has many layers. And what I always advise folks to do is just go out there and look at what your competition is charging. Not to steal from them, steal their pricing strategies from them. But what that's going to do is it's going to establish a range from, like everybody in my particular niche is selling T-shirts between $17 and $25. So it gives you a range of where you should be at least playing ball in. And then you can have a unbiased conversation with yourself about where your products lie in that spectrum, and then price yourself accordingly, and then rely on the fact that you've done everything on the back end to support that price.
Yeah, it's funny. You said the unbiased conversation. Over here, we call it a CTJ, a come to Jesus meeting with yourself, to be like, am I even in competition with what I consider my competition? Is my design where it should be? Is my thumbnail as appealing as the others? And a lot of people are, when they think compete with price, they're thinking of, how do I beat those loss leaders? How do I go lower? And if you have a print on demand company, quote unquote, brand, you are going to be consistently in the red with that strategy. I love, love, love your answer, because that 100% would have been my answer. Just make a better product. And if we think about Target, for example, they just in August of this year, the biggest, almost biggest company in the world for pretty much everything, but like really, really focused on clothing, of course, they partnered with Champion in August of this year. So if you go into any Target right now, you're going to see a big old thing of Champion right there in the front. You're going to see it in the men's section. You're going to see it in the kids section. So that's already in front of them without personalization, without embroidery. And it literally just says Champion or sports or something on it. So if we have the ability to utilize that thing that Target is already using and then just up level it, that's how you're going to compete with pricing.
Exactly. And if I can just add a little something to this before we move on to the next subject is, that is exactly your superpower. And I'm glad that you brought in Target as part of your example. The way to create a product and charge basically whatever you want for is to create a product that is specifically for a particular group that they will never be able to find on the shelves at Target.
Mm-hmm.
If you create a product and there's a t-shirt that has the design that just speaks to that audience, like I'm going to use an extreme example, like left-handed auto mechanics from rural Kansas. Okay. Now we're niching down quite a bit, but I'll tell you what, if a left-handed auto mechanic from rural Kansas comes across your designs, they're going to feel like it was created just for them. And in a lot of cases it might have been, but they are going to convert into a customer so much faster and pay whatever price you charge, because you're the only place where they can get that item of self-expression.
100%. I'll use another little analogy before we move on, because I think it does need to be driven home so much. I personally teach creators how to become paid content creators. Like that is one of my biggest pieces of my business. And I was doing that to the masses for a very long time. And I was able to sell maybe like $27 here, $97 here, whatever. When I niched down to, I am helping Gen X females who want to be content creators in their past retirement life, I'm able to charge $597 per product now. And it's because it's the exact same thing, but I'm talking very, very intentionally to that person and their problem. So it's the exact same concept of products.
Exactly. Cool. You crafted that message. You made it specific. Mm-hmm. You provided value with what you're offering. Your customers see that and they're like, hey, I'm better off with this product or service rather than keeping that money in my pocket. Our business is exactly the same.
Love that. Perfect. All right. From Kim, Miss Kim asked, is there or will there potentially be an option to upgrade the packaging? Customers do expect a certain level of an unboxing experience, especially because of social media trends now, thinking tissue paper or something extra. Do we believe that's something that Printify might ever offer in the future?
Short answer is yes. We definitely want to order that. I'm not announcing that we are offering that anytime soon. I'm just saying, yes, we would love to offer that. Yeah. Let me tell you exactly why it's a little bit challenging for us, is because we have so many different print providers that if we want to offer something like custom packaging, we want to be able to offer it across, the platform, or at least with enough coverage during the initial stages that it makes sense. Yeah. As far as being able to offer that as many places as possible. I mean, that requires a lot of maybe some of the machines that they use aren't set up for that, but the entire industry is heading that direction. There's already some of our competition that offers that. Will you see that from Printify? Yes. When will you see it? I have no idea, but yes, it will. I mean, I've been in many discussions where this idea has been moved forward, but I'm still waiting for it to move forward to the point where it actually becomes reality.
Yeah, where you can talk about it. Understood. Okay. Right. Okay. So Linda was asking, can you expand on the graphics and text functionality as it relates to like the Printify design space?
Sure. I believe you're referring to our product creator. That's you have the ability to choose from all of our super cool fonts, and you can now bend them and make them all twisty and curvy and stuff like that, which is really cool. Yeah. You can upload your own custom fonts as well. And the one cool thing, I know this is not what you asked, but since we're talking about fonts, I have to mention it. We have pre-digitized fonts for our our embroidery products. Usually, if you create an embroidered product, the design has to be digitized first before it can be printed, which can take like anywhere between 18 to 36 hours. But if you use a pre-digitized font, then you don't have to. Then it doesn't have to go through that process, and it can be sent to production immediately. You can do that with embroidery. But I mean, our text tools are there for you to use in a creative fashion. We're already adding, we're constantly adding new iterations and new abilities to it. So I mean, it's just a matter of diving in and becoming familiar with the features. But if you're ever interested in wanting a hands-on tutorial, you can always join me for my live Q&A sessions that I do on Mondays and Wednesdays on our Sellers Club, and we can talk about it. And I'd be happy to give you a live demonstration.
I think she also was potentially talking about in the personalization section as well. Is that something that's going to be added, or is it something she can find?
Oh, so we're talking about like text layers.
Yeah, like if she wants to actually like make the adjustments to the manual orders for personalization on the back end with the graphics and text, how that works.
Okay. Now I understand.
No, my apologies. I didn't say it right.
That's very straightforward. When you receive an order that requires personalization, it remains on hold in your account, and then you simply go in to find that order, click on it, and you're able to select from any of the options that are available in our product creator, or upload your own designs that you've created off platform, like on a Canva or Kittl or something like that, and then edit that design according to your customer's information, which is available right there without clicking off screen. So you have that personalization information available to you, and make your edits and then import it to your order fulfillment flow. So yeah, it's no limitations. You have access to all of the cool goodies when you do your personalization.
Sweet. Love that. Going back to the customization element, a little bit of like the customer side, someone's asking, is there going to be boxes for ornaments? Do we believe that could be something that could be maybe something in your roadmap?
So we're talking about custom packaging as well for the
pretty much. For the items themselves.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we have some products like some of our phone cases you can get like gift packaging on. But I go back to my previous answer where it's like, yeah, we want to do it. Let us cross all the T's and dot all the I's, and allow us to get there. When we'll be able to offer something like that, I don't know. Hopefully sooner rather than later, because yeah, this is something that we come up against all the time. You folks want you folks want your own stamp on the packaging, and we get that, and we're working on it.
Yeah, and what I love too that you guys added, I think last year, was like the branded section, so that you can at least have like a branded logo on the t-shirt, on the hoodie, on the whatever, and then obviously like the message insert. So that's just proof, guys, that Printify is doing and going in the direction of like trying to make this as personalized and your brand as much as possible. If you're on Etsy, but if you're on EverBee Store, it really is going to feel like your brand, because it's your website, and then Printify is going to do on the back end to try to just elevate that much more. So someone else, Wagata, asked, this is more of a plan again, so I want to make sure I'm not putting you on the spot for any things that can't be spoken about, but is there a plan to improve the t-shirt mock-ups to make them look more realistic? Example given, the Comfort Color CC 1717 are popular because of their worn out look, but that doesn't seem to appear on the mock-ups.
Okay. Well, we're constantly adding new mock-ups, and of course, the Comfort Color 1717, one of our most popular products. You know, our more popular products are going to get a lot more attention than our lesser popular products in terms of mock-ups. Maybe this is a good opportunity for me to share the results of a recent study that we had commissioned here at Printify. I'm putting together a presentation on that, actually, that I'll be able to give to the public here next month. But when it comes to mock-up images, you are way better off creating your own. Now, I know that's probably not the answer you want to hear. It's like, oh, I don't want to have to do my own mock-up images. I want to use the free stuff that you guys offer. And yeah, I get that. There's a place for that. But if you are talking about what moves the needle in a noticeable way is doing your own mock-up images. I mean, we all have like these phones today with like these amazing cameras and stuff like that. So that's no longer a limitation. But in terms of when can I tell you that we're going to be rolling out new mock-ups, most of the time I only find out until after they're live, and I'm like, oh, look at that. The Gildan 5000 has like new models. Okay, wonderful. But we also have our custom background tool where you can upload an image and sort of make those standard mock-up images that we offer. Sort of, you can put your own spin on them. We have a Placeit integration where you can source your mock-ups directly from Placeit. But yeah, I mean, there's no shortage of places where you can find those mock-up images. I mean, you can go on Etsy and download mock-up images for days if you like.
Yeah. I'm actually thinking now that I've gotten this question a couple times over the past couple of weeks. I personally used to take my own mock-up photos, and it's very simple to just take the photo of the shirt once and then just add your design and remove that opacity a little bit or increase the opacity. So if you guys are open to it, I'm going to focus on doing a mock-up focused video on the channel over the next couple of weeks. So just drop a thumbs up or just write mock-up if that's what you want to see, and I'll make sure that I prioritize that one. Linda asked a very, very good question, and I'm going to answer it myself because I think it's a little bit more EverBee Store than Printify. But will Printify add the ability to bundle items before sending them to Etsy or EverBee Store? And what I usually do personally is on Etsy or EverBee Store, either one of them, you're going to want to bundle them yourselves. And then, in my opinion, not attach them to Printify until you're ready to make that sale. I want to know from you on Printify's end, how can they do that even more streamlined if you have the ability to have multiple things in one place?
Okay, bundling. Well, first of all, I want to start this conversation by saying I'm not a big fan of bundling. Okay. And there's a reason for that, because I like to follow the data. And depending on the time of the year, it could be anywhere between 70 and 90% of all orders are single line item orders.
It's true.
So yeah, you might be able to sell a bundle here and there. Are you going to be doing it on the type of on a level in which it really makes a difference to your business? Well, the numbers would say otherwise. But that's not to say that there have been plenty of people out there that have had success selling bundles and things like that. It's just that when you look at it big picture, people are buying one item at a time for the most part. Okay. And that's how we built the platform. So in terms of being able to bundle these products together and offer them in a single listing, well, you're much better off accomplishing that through like third-party apps. Like if you have like a Shopify or something like that, it's a little bit more difficult on a marketplace when you're not able to use that kind of functionality. But yeah, I mean, it's innately difficult because of the fact that everything is the structure behind the scenes is built for single line item orders. Right. I wish you luck with your bundles, but at the end of the day, I would just focus. I would focus on something else.
Good idea. Someone asked, does the EverBee Store allow the ability to bundle items? So I'm just going to answer these kind of back to back. So how we would bundle them, and this is how you could do it on Etsy too, but just be very mindful that it's like Martin said, it's a little bit more difficult. And is the data showing you that this is even being purchased? When I think about bundles, I think about what we talked about earlier, adding value. So how do you make yours a little bit more unique? A bundle, for example, using Printify, EverBee Store, Etsy, all the above, could be 2 dog bowls. One is for food, one is for water. And I believe you can buy just one from Printify. So that would be considered a bundle where you can get 2 of them and then you can write like tacos and margaritas. That's one that I've seen that I absolutely loved. And that's what could be a bundle. It doesn't feel like a bundle because it feels like a single item. However, just be mindful. Another piece of this is as it relates to bundling, because Printify does send out single order, they will get 2 individual products in 2 individual packages to their place. So just be very mindful when you are communicating that information to your clients, your customers, that you're just being very, very open and transparent about what their experience is going to be on the back end as well. Moving on really quickly too, I know we're a little bit over time, guys. I appreciate you being here, but I have just one more question left, it looks like. So Going back to the conversation of the cutoff dates, someone was asking, it doesn't have to be cutoff dates, but really just thinking about that marketing opportunity we were talking about for the 60 days. Do we recommend putting this information as a shop announcement, or should we update the shipping profiles of each one to reflect the delivery times individually?
I don't know necessarily if you have to update the delivery times on a listing by listing basis. I think it's most important to put this information not just in one spot, but in multiple spots, because you never want to underestimate your customer's ability to just completely miss a stop sign that you put up for them. So and it's just a matter of being transparent. I mean, you can put it right on your banner, you can put it in your description, you can put it somewhere in your listing. You can even have a mock-up image dedicated to, if you purchase by such and such a date, then you can reasonably expect it. Just put it up, don't keep it a secret, because again, as long as your customers understand the rules, then they're going to have a good experience.
Agreed. And in Etsy, you have the ability to do those bulk edits per listing as well. So if you just want to add to the very first, for 2 sentences or something to all of your listing descriptions, and then you can just edit that as many times as you want, and then you can delete it when the time is over. So there's just, like he said, try to be in as many places as possible. I wouldn't say deter from the shop announcement, but that's actually the smallest place that you can put it, because they have to literally click see more to see more information. So I would put it in the biggest locations. Linda did say add a mock-up of the cutoff dates when you have them, or building your own cutoff dates. Like I said a second ago, December 5th. And then you can just move it December 10th and then move it. Like if Martin moves it, then you can move it, but at least we can be guaranteed that they are getting their things based on what the current shipping experience is. So I hope all of that makes sense. That is all the questions that we had. Thank you guys so much for asking all of those. I think that they got our engines going. Those very thought-provoking, and I hope our answers kind of gave you guys the feedback you're looking for and helped everybody else that might not have asked the question, but maybe opened their eyes up to something. Martin, I like to close all of these conversations out with just one last tip, word of advice, word of encouragement, whatever you want to give to my community. What can you leave them with this conversation today after all the powerhouse stuff we've already given them?
Okay, one tip, and I'm glad I get to share this, because I would feel remiss if I would have left this out. But folks, this holiday season, go all in on your customer service, and what I mean by that is treat your customer like your crush. Let them know let them know you're interested, but don't come on too strong.
I love that.
Being communicative with your customers is going to be key. I recommend you come up with some templates that you can send off in an email at a moment's notice, because guess what? Someone's going to reach out to you because they have a question about this t-shirt, like, oh, can I get it in brown? Do you have 5X? Whatever it might be. The faster you can reply to them, the better off you're going to be in retaining them and converting them into a paying customer. Now, does that mean you have to give them the answer right away? Not at all, because you might not have the answer right away. You get that email, you've made yourself available during the Q4 frenzy to be able to communicate with your customers, first of all. And then even if you just send them a message that says, hey, I hear you, I'm going to get back to you as soon as I have an answer. And thank you so much for your business, and then I'll be in touch. What you've done is you've let them know that their business is important, that they've been heard, and that they can expect an answer. Versus the old way of doing it and saying, "Oh, I got this email. Let me find the solution to their problem, and then I'll get back to them." No, get back to them first. Let them know. That sort of keeps them on hold, and it's going to prevent them from looking further, because they went through all the effort to reach out to you, and they're interested in this product. They've expressed interest. So give them the information as soon as possible, or at least let them know, and then they're going to convert into a paying customer, and then hopefully come back again in 2026.
Love it. And I would also say, just to piggyback off of that, do what you say you're going to do all season long. And hopefully that's all year long, but especially during this frenzy, we can really, really get in our own emotions and our own thoughts. We can get in our own priorities and to-do list. And if we can, even if it's just as simple as having like a to-do list to respond to people individually, just make sure that you deliver on the promises that you're making during this season, because like you said, Martin, that's going to make basically a guaranteed either lifetime customer or customer in 2026. So thank you so much. That's a really, really great tip to leave everybody with, because I 100% wholeheartedly agree. We talk so much about sales, about marketing, about money, about whatever, and it's all about the people, because the people are going to buy from you. No one else is, so I really, really love that, to end on that note. So Martin, thank you so, so much. It's such an honor to be in your presence again. I thank you so much for coming on this channel, answering their questions in real time. Hope to have you back again soon one day. But if all else fails, I will at least see you next Thursday. Hopefully I will see you guys next Thursday as well at 2 p.m. on Printify's channel. And until then, we will see you next Thursday.
Can I give out my coupon code?
Oh my God, yes. I'm so sorry. I almost forgot. This is the one that you guys were waiting for. Thank you, Martin. Yes.
Yes, I love giving away free stuff, especially when I don't have to pay for it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you use the coupon code Printify on me, all one word, uppercase, use that in your Printify account. You'll get 1 free month of Printify Premium. That's a $29.99 value. And if you're already a Printify Premium member, do yourself a favor, like cancel it for a month, use my code, save yourself some money, and then like get back on it. Okay. Amen. Don't tell them I said that. But I just want to provide that as part of, after all, it is the season of giving. So I'm giving you guys some free money. If you haven't checked out Printify, well, you can now check it out using Printify Premium and get the best possible experience and value that we offer.
Beautiful. And in case you guys were wondering what that's going to do, Printify Premium is going to, because I have it, I've had it for almost 5 years now. It's going to take those products that you want to purchase and like slice them. They're going to be down 30% per product.
20%.
So you're going to 20%. So you're going to have an incredible profit margin potential comparatively to if you were with the Printify regular, if you will. So highly recommend checking that out. I dropped it in the live chat, Printify on me. You can just go to printify.com and use that. We also have it in the description of this live stream as well. So feel free. You can actually click on the link that's in there, drop that Printify on me. And I'm so glad you brought that up, because I totally almost forgot one of my favorite parts of this live stream. So thank you so, so much for offering that to our community.
Wonderful. And thanks for having me on. This was an absolutely wonderful experience. And I want to leave on this note, because I absolutely love the AI innovations you guys are offering over there at EverBee, and EverBee Store is certainly the flagship. And what I love about it is that it allows people to take that first step. You'd be amazed how many times I have conversation with people that want to get started. They don't know how, they don't know, because let's be honest, there's a lot of moving parts, but with a tool like you guys are offering, EverBee Store, it's with one click, a little bit of information, and you've made that first step, and you're off and running. Now, does that mean you have to stick with your original concept of your business? Absolutely not. But it allows you to take that first step and into entrepreneurship, and then you just take that next step after that, and the next step, and the next step. So I think it's absolutely wonderful.
Thank you so much for that.
And looking forward to the live demonstration and you coming on to the Clicks to Riches show next Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We give away prizes live on the air. We cover the latest breaking news in print on demand, and we're going to be giving you demonstrations of Printify products, of EverBee products, giving away prizes left and right. So hope to see you guys there live next week.
I'm super excited. I cannot wait to see you guys next week there. And I will also, like I said, if you're in the Facebook group, I will drop that link now. Martin already gave it to me before this live stream. So I'll make sure that you guys have it now. We'll also send it out via email. And like I mentioned, if you want that Printify on me /Martin, go ahead and check out the description in the live stream. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. We will see you guys next week at 2 p.m., not 10 a.m. See you then.
All right. Bye, everyone. Bye.